Hello, this is David
And Johan,
from Andromeda.
and you're watching Morow.com. Yeah, it started back in 1999. I played in another band, but I was also doing some solo stuff, more instrumental things. Did some demos, and then I knew a record label boss at War Music in Sweden. So he got into the music on those demos and wanted me to write an album in that more progressive metal vein, but he also wanted a singer in the band. So we signed a contract, and then he hooked me up with Thomas Leyen, the drummer. And Thomas, he knew Martin Hedin, the keyboard player, and Martin knew David here. And just rolled on from there to a full lineup. And then we did the first album, Extension of the Wish. Came out in 2001. Started playing some gigs abroad and at home, and then we've done 4 more studio albums and a live DVD. And now we're on tour here. Glad to be back in France at last.
They vary very much from member to member, and that's what makes the band quite unique, I think, because one member likes death metal and the next one likes more Marillion, and I am into like 70s rock stuff, and it's very, very different from all the members what they listen to, and that makes it a good blend, I think.
What could you say? I mean, it's always that word progressive that comes up again and again, prog metal, progressive, but I think we're pretty fed up with that label, because we don't really know what it means anymore, and some of those bands that are called that we don't really have anything in common with. But I guess the base is metal, but we have a very wide range of styles within our music. I mean, we have really intense, heavy songs, a lot of intricate stuff, but we also have very catchy, simple stuff and
soft stuff.
And soft passages also. So
I guess we're easily bored. That's where it comes from, and we like to listen to a wide variety of things, and we're quite easily bored. So that's why our songs also reflect that. That one song can be extremely heavy, one song can be extremely soft, and so on. There's a big diversity.
I don't know really. We're not in contact with or at least myself. I'm not in contact with many other prog bands. We share Thomas, the drummer. He also plays in Act, which is a good Swedish, more progressive rock band, you can say. So we're friends with them. And like we said, we know some of the members from the Flower Kings, and we played with them a couple of times. We played with Pain of Salvation, and so we know some of those guys. But
And Evergrey.
yeah, we played with Evergrey, and know a couple of those guys. So yeah, sometimes we hang out, but I don't know if our place really
Actually, in Sweden, it's not very big scene for the music. We have a lot of bands coming from Sweden in all kind of genres, but in Sweden it's not as big as abroad, I'd say. And already from the start, we started playing more outside Sweden. From the very start, we started playing in France and Holland, and we went to like Turkey and stuff. And then it's not so fun to go back after 5 years and start playing Sweden, the small places, and build up an audience. We never did that. Well, Martin is really interested in politics.
yeah.
So he writes a lot of the lyrics. Almost on the last one, he wrote every lyric, and he used a lot of that knowledge and interest in politics and what happens in the world. He like dives into that for 3 hours a day on the internet, like reading and discussing. And
like we said about the music, it's pretty. There's a lot of variation. It's the same with the lyrics, I think, because on the last, at least, Manifest Tyranny definitely, and also on Immunity Zone, we've had a lot of political lyrics or a lot of social commentary about society and the environment and war and all that stuff. But then in the beginning, the lyrics were completely different. When I wrote the first album, those lyrics are more like very introverted and psychological, and it's a lot of personal stuff. And on some of the other albums, like 2 is 1 and Chimera, it's kind of mixed. So our lyrics also tend to vary in subject a lot.
And that's like one goal that we have, to not repeat ourselves all the time. Because at the first album that Johan wrote by himself, everyone was maybe hoping we would do the same album again, and we came up with something completely different. So we gained a lot of new fans and lost a lot of new fans, but that's what it's all about if you're about to call yourself a progressive band, really. I mean, that's about taking new chances and trying out new musical stuff, and we hope that we achieve that. I mean, we've always tried new stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why the next album won't be in the same lyrical vein. Now we've done that, we're moving on.
Mixing more, It's one of the big lessons I learned from bands, like especially Metallica, which probably is my one favorite band that I learned from them, was to have, even within the songs you can have different styles, and also to try not to repeat yourself. You're doing pushing yourself and doing new stuff on every album. We don't have any finished songs, but we have a lot of riffs and ideas lying in a common Dropbox folder. So it's whenever we come up with an idea, just drop a MP3 in the Dropbox. But at least the things I have came up with lately, and those new ideas, I think they're a bit more. I don't know. I think it's both consciously and subconsciously. The ideas are a bit more live oriented, maybe a bit more simple. Because we figured actually that we love. I love most, I guess, all our songs, but some of them are maybe a bit too difficult to understand live when we play them live. So I think
actually we've been thinking about that. Some of the things that we think of are the easiest stuff. That's when the audience go, wow, that's really cool, that seems so complex. But when we do the real complex stuff, nobody gets it. It's woo, over their head. It's like when we play 17 over 16, people think we are doing something wrong.
Yeah. Because we want to come out and play a lot more live, so I can only answer for myself, but those things I've come up with lately are more, I think, live, hopefully attractive live, in a live situation. Well, we love to play live, and I mean, like you said, we haven't played that much live as we wanted to. We have had some offers, but sometimes it doesn't work out with the economy and all that stuff. Schedules also, when all in the band, we all work full daytime jobs, and at least 3 in the band have family, children. So we've had some really good offers for tours, but then it was like, it's 3-4 weeks away, and it was impossible to get away on that short notice. So it's not voluntary at all. We want to play a lot live, but just the way it goes lately. But we're trying to do something about it.
to release a vinyl album.
Yeah, we finally got the 2-1 and Camera on vinyl format the other day. We printed, so we were really proud and happy about those. Look really good, the covers and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really proud of the whole disc, you know, all the albums and the quality and the like I said before, the variety of styles. I'm really proud of, and there's a lot of gigs that I remember with great fondness. So.
And actually, I mean, small stuff like not so small, but it actually happens. I got an email from a guy who actually wrote that he was about to commit suicide, but changed his mind after listening to us.
That's great.
Pretty big. I mean,
yeah, those kind of things are amazing. That you can, you know, influence someone's life in that way and make people feel better or make them feel inspired. And even, you know, when we get mails about, you know, other musicians that form bands that are influenced by us, that's always a big compliment. And when we see on YouTube that there are bands from South America and whatnot, they're playing cover versions of our songs, that's also very flattering.